What is going on, YouTube? Pass the prop back here again. We have an MLB slate to talk to you guys about. We got a massive slate. Join as always by my guys too, ready to break this thing down. How we doing, man?
I'm doing good. Like you said, obviously, huge slate. Got into it a little bit last night. It maybe not the best slate in the world, but a lot of teams in action, a lot of good stuff to bet on today. So definitely excited to get into it. Obviously, got some good plays today.
Yeah, dude. I think every team's in action today. We got a lot of people coming off of their road trips, coming back home. Yeah, it should be a pretty good slate here. I'm kind of excited to break it down. Obviously, there are some games that I completely crossed off the board, so should be a little bit easier to break it down. Obviously, coming off of a show where we didn't get the results we would have liked there, where we dropped both of our plays. We'll pull those up in a second. I'll let you talk about yours first here quick.
Yeah, oh my God. Walk City in this one. I believe walked once or twice and then hit by a pitch as well in that game. So unfortunately, the Rangers couldn't get anything going to actually drive him in. So no dice on this one. Stranded on third and second twice in that game. So got a couple chances, but no dice for Josh Smith.
Yeah, and obviously Patrick Corbin didn't win. But Logan Webb gave up a 3-run bomb. Outside of that, he was good. Just gave up a 3-run homer, and that's how it works sometimes when you give up these earned runs. You know, if it would have been a solo, we would have been fine, and still felt great about the bet. Would continue to play it every single time. So obviously we lose those ones there. We're going down a little bit there, 14.83 units profit still. And we head into today's slate with, a lot of unknowns here. There's a lot of red flags everywhere. We have obviously Nationals with a new pitcher on the bump. We have Brian Wu coming off of the injured list, coming right back in and deciding they're going to throw him in with no rehab starts. We go down this list here. There's a lot of these games that I just have no interest in wanting to play at all, right? I mean, you can go down this. I can keep going down this list if you want, but I mean, who's this guy throwing for Colorado? We have Manaea facing the worst team I've ever watched, right? We have no pitcher yet for the Pirates, right? There's a lot of these games. There's a bunch of red flags here that obviously we want to make sure we find spots that we want to play in,
Yeah, you didn't even mention Marlins, Reds going on. You kind of hit it at the end, that Pirates, White Sox, just like a lot of ugly games in this slate. We got a couple rivalry spots. The Yankees, Orioles should actually be a pretty good one, obviously, with Cole on the bump. But Cole hasn't been Cole so far this year as well, right? I mean, that guy was for me, a cross-off for batter props every single game last year. No interest whatsoever. But, some guys are getting there this year as well. So it'll be interesting. Obviously, Devers always does that. That's the one exception. Shout out to Devers for hitting that bomb. I think every single person on gambling Twitter probably had it that day. So definitely interested to see that Orioles one. But I agree. A lot of weird and ugly games kind of littered in today.
Yeah, and Devers has been dog shit in these games against the freaking Oakland A's too. So it's like I had him last night. Did absolutely nothing. Everybody else did something, so that was fun to just watch that continue. So I guess let's talk about our favorite game of the day here, Stu. We got 10 people in here live with us right now. Is there a game specifically that's catching your eye outside of that Yankee one?
Yeah, I was gonna say. It's the first time Nationals Brewers going at it again this year. I don't know if it'll be my favorite game, just because, as we said before the show a little bit, Rutledge. Almost 7 ERA in AAA and getting the call up to the majors. I know he's a prospect, one of their higher rated ones, but it's not been a good AAA so far. So I don't know if I actually want to watch your Brewers kind of kick the Nationals' ass today, because obviously Peralta on the mound as well, and Washington coming in on a pretty major skid. I don't think that's going to maybe be the most competitive game in the world. So that obviously just caught my eye, one, because it's the first time we're going at it. But I think for me, I'm going to have a bunch of bets in that Padres Braves game tonight. I think two unreliable pitchers on both sides that have some major weaknesses. I think that one's definitely going to be my favorite game of the night and the big screen game for sure.
Yeah, I have a couple I like. One is this Astros game, because I don't know what's going to happen. Like when you have these two inconsistent pitchers, Hunter Brown, Andrew Heaney, both have the ability to strike out 10. Both have the ability to give up 8 in 3 innings. it's one of these games where it's like those are the intriguing games for me, where it's like, dude, this could go like 9 different ways, and I wouldn't be surprised one bit in any way that it goes. So, um, yeah, I think that one definitely catches my eye in terms of what I would like to look at, because it's just, yeah, you don't see these types of games where you literally could see a 10-11 or a 3-1, 2-1. So that would definitely be the most intriguing for me, and one that I would like to keep my eye on for sure.
Yeah, no, I mean, and for me, I don't know about you. Like, I trust Brown a little bit less, to be honest, too. Like, I know he's obviously had the better season so far, but I don't mind the Rangers at like that price plus money price tag as well. I agree, that'll be a good one.
Yeah, I'm looking at a couple other things here. Yeah, there's a lot, dude. There's a lot to break down today on this slate. So, as always, guys, if you have any questions, drop them in the chat. We got 12 of you guys in here right now with us, taking a look. So let's get into it, Stu. Let's get rolling, and let's catch a couple of these today.
Sounds good. We're starting out plus money play. We got Carlos Correa. We got Profar, both to record a hit, plus 104 over on FanDuel Sportsbook. Start out with Profar. They haven't, obviously, the Padres haven't been as good recently. It's not been like the peak momentum that we were enjoying, especially when you're betting on Profar, like the hits, runs, RBIs, and stuff like that. He's slowed down a little bit. But man, this is still one of the most consistent hitters in the league so far this season, coming in with a hit in 21 of his last 25 games, 8 of his last 10, a little bit more recent. He hits both sides of the plate really well, 311 on the season, obviously 311 at home as well. But I mean, the thing that kind of stuck out to me is Spencer on the other side, really struggling against the left side of the plate. That slugging jumps over 500. That batting average jumps to 273. He's been kind of inconsistent for the Braves so far. And honestly, I think we're going to get some runs from both sides in this game. So Profar was a guy that he's been super consistent. He obviously profiles as that, guy that can take care of both sides, really. I mean, he's crushing lefties on the season, but still 297 against righties, still plenty of great recent form. It's one of those things where if you need a guy for just like one hit, I was even kind of looking at the hits, runs, RBIs you're betting on the team a little bit more with that. And while I do like the matchup, like I just think take out the variance, you're getting a great price tag. It's minus 200 or under in a lot of spaces when it was minus 300, minus 350. A lot of times last week. So I like buying the discount on that. I like getting the better price because, to be honest, when going to check, I thought maybe these guys' prices would almost be a little bit flipped because Correa, on the other hand, is a little bit more juice, just under Profar, not quite 311, but still over 300 on the season so far. And another guy that he's hitting very well against both sides of the plate, over 300 against both sides. But when you talk about when you talk about left-handed pitching, that's when the slugging jumps to over 600. So I really like Correa in general. I probably would have bet the homer, but I don't like the ballpark as much, to be completely honest. But Harrison is a guy that, to start the season, I was very interested in. I bet his hit, pitching outs over a couple times. He was a guy that I was like, oh, this could be a real legit kind of prospect up and coming, that's legit. But I mean, when you go over to the Baseball Savant, it's obviously not been good. 21st percentile chase percentage, 25th and under in X batting average, XERA. It's just kind of been one of those guys where he's getting into trouble with the walks at times as well, but it's kind of a up and down thing, right? Where sometimes you're seeing the crazy walk game, sometimes he's really keeping it down. But no matter what, through and through, he's been one of those guys that's still allowing like a hit per inning pitch pretty much is what you want to look for when you're batting these batter props. And I just think it profiles as a great spot for Correa. Honestly, if the hits, runs, RBIs was a slightly better price, it'd probably be another play as well. Maybe I'll go half unit since it's around minus 140 right now. But I do think there's a lot of runs and RBI potential at the top of that order as well. So, I mean, it's two guys obviously crushing it, hitting over 300 so far this year. I'm very surprised it's a plus money price tag. I've been going to Correa a lot recently, but even Profar, a guy that was just recently, like a week ago, minus 300 every game. It's not like this is a good matchup right here, a bad matchup right here. It's definitely one that I think this team maybe gets back on the right foot a little bit. The offense looks a little bit better than it has before, and they finally start connecting the dots a little bit. So plus 104 FanDuel, rolling two of the most consistent guys in the league to get a hit today.
Yeah, I always do like a, first look lineup that I'll throw in, and I'll just make one. Just like, just off the top of my head, not even doing any research, just like, you have background information on a lot of these guys, and you do it as much as I do. You start to find your trends that you want to go to. Correa was one of the first dudes I put in my lineup. Dude smashes lefties, like just smashes them. I'm pretty sure it's over 400 in the last couple months here as well, against lefties specifically there. So I really like Correa too. He's I'm not betting him specifically, but I'm betting on the Twins here in a second when we get to my pick here. And I'm going to be rolling with Cole Reagans and the Twins' first 5 plus half a run. Let's talk the Twins. We just kind of talked about it there. I really like the fade of Kyle Harrison today. I also really like Joe Ryan in the ballpark. That huge, man. This is if he pitched for the Giants, bro, this dude would be pushing Cy Young. I swear to God. He's a fly ball pitcher. You're on the water. It ain't going to be that warm. The ball's not going to fly as much. And you're a fly ball guy who also pitches up in the zone, which is huge because that's how he gets his strikeouts with that fastball up in the zone. He's got a really good run. He's got good spin rate on the fastball. So I really like him against the Giants already. Second, I just talked to you about it a little bit. Buxton, very good against lefties. I do like the addition of Brooks Lee in this lineup. He's obviously a switch hitter. He's been really, really good. And obviously Kyle Harrison, I'm not buying it. I know last year a lot of people were very high on him, 24% K rate, down to 20% this year. If you can't strike out the Twins, man, this is a tough lineup. They got a lot of pop. Love Jose Miranda in the middle of this lineup. I also really like when they put the lefties out there because I like this lineup significantly better against lefties because they don't have to worry about stupid Trevor Larnach in there who's going to end up taking a spot. I don't have to worry about stupid Alex Kirilloff. I know he's on the IL, but whatever. I don't like them against them because you're going to end up having to sit all these good power right-handed bats, right? Those lefties, Matt Wallner, like literally you can't do anything against a lefty, but you put him in there against a righty. That's the only thing he's in there for. Going up against lefties so far this year, the Twins are number 2 in WRC plus behind the Dodgers. Obviously, very good company to be in when you're looking at that. Also, just looking at the Twins overall this year, middle of the pack in terms of first 5 numbers. Like if you want to look at betting trends and numbers like that, I'm not a huge trends guy, but when I look at these numbers for the Twins over the last couple weeks, they've been really, really good in the first 5. Right? We look at their over/under in the first 5. They're 7-2 and 1 to the over. They're 6-2-2 in their last 10. Obviously, every one of those ties is a win for us here. So that's 8-2 to this number over their last 10 first 5 numbers. Then obviously going over, we obviously want to know what the Giants are at here. Their last 10, 3-6-1. Obviously, the one loses. That's 3-7. It's just been starting out a lot slower. They even lost the one with Logan Webb on the bump, which that's really your only one that you think is guaranteed there. So I think the pitching matchup favors Twins. I think that we get the lefty matchup here for this Twins lineup who they're significantly better against. And, having the switch hitting option upside with Willie Castro at the top of this lineup, Brooks Lee, you got Jose Miranda, Correa, Buxton. That's a lot of right-handed pop in this lineup. And if we're only striking out 20%, I really don't like it there. And then I'm going to do this again. I've talked to you guys about this already this year. What did I say? I came out here, I put my nuts on the line, and I said I will be putting everything I have today on Garrett Crochet the last time he went up against the Red Sox in Fenway, right? And it was hot. Everybody was, it's a tough spot. We'll get another high-end lefty with high-end swing and miss stuff. 30% over this year at home versus left-handed pitching. That is their strikeout rate for this entire Boston team, right? You're getting guaranteed Ks from Devers. You're getting guaranteed Ks from Duran. I've watched enough at-bats of Duran against lefties. It is abysmal to watch. You take out Willier or Abreu, who is lefty, who smashes the ball but can only do it against them. Davis Hamilton's obviously good. I really like Davis Hamilton, but he hasn't been doing as well against lefties. Like even Tyler O'Neill's not even hitting lefties that well, and that's scary because that's what that's what you have him in the 3-hole for is to hit lefties. I think this is an absolute smash spot. I know the weather is not cooperating with pitching there as much. It's really hot, wind blowing out, but you got to hit the ball first, bro. You got to make contact with the ball first. And Reagan's obviously one of the high-end strikeout guys in the league. I know a lot of people will probably be betting on him today. I'm okay with it. Just looking at it here, 29.7% K rate. The expected ERA is right there, 3.43. His xFIP is phenomenal. He's got 3 pitches over 33% whiff rate. And he has, obviously, the changeup exclusively to righties, really, with a 49% K rate. So if we're going to have all these new righties in this lineup that I think are significantly worse, we could see Bobby Dahlbeck, we could see Connor Wong, right? All these righties in there. 20 or 48% whiff rate on a pitch is crazy. That is crazy. 48.6% K rate or whiff rate on that changeup with an expected slugging of 265. Wipeout. Absolute wipeout pitch. And I think if they're going to try and fit in more righties, I think that actually is going to be a little bit tougher for them to get these guys in there. And obviously, we're going to see Duran K against Devers, or K against Reagans, and Devers K as well. I'm actually going to start digging in here because I'm actually curious what Duran's K rate is against lefties because I've watched enough of his at-bats against lefties. It is brutal to watch that man try to hit a lefty. I'm going to pull it up just because I am that intrigued because I've watched too much Boston Red Sox baseball in these last couple weeks. Versus lefties this year, 248 batting average. Let's take a look at that K rate, though. I want to see that K rate. Yeah, 27%. 27%. 77 WRC plus against lefties. So a team WRC plus against lefties of 86 at home, one of the best hitting conditions you can get in Boston, short porch, and you still are that bad against them. So I'm doing what I did with Crochet. If I'm playing DFS, I'm taking Reagans over Crochet, even though I like Crochet. I think Reagans dices today.
Yeah, I like this look a lot. And I mean, I don't actually think it's going to be as popular just because I think Boston's been cashing for people a lot recently. You know, I don't know if people, like earlier in the year, I think people were a little bit more happy to go to that matchup than now. So that was kind of one of the first things when I looked at the slate. I saw Reagans. I was kind of thinking you might be playing him in some way or another. And I agree completely. I think it's a good spot there, obviously. And then we kind of got away from it a little when you switched with the Twins. I really like that look as well. I think I'll probably be playing the Twins, maybe just, first 5 in general, in addition to this parlay as well, just because I think all the points you made were great. I like the offense. That's what I focused on, but it's a great point too of like Ryan is already a phenomenal pitcher. And now his greatest attribute and his biggest weakness are a little bit nullified, right? With the huge ballpark, those fly balls need to go that much further to get out here. Definitely a good spot for both of these looks. Definitely Taylor.
Let's go. Yeah. I think it's only like 60% or 60 cents difference to give me that extra half run. If I'm already buying down another spot I like, I kind of got to go with that there too. So let's recap here, Stu. We might have a long shot today. We'll have to take a look. Let's do this thing.
Sounds good. Got a hit parlay starting off. We got Carlos Correa and we got Profar. Both of these guys to record a hit plus 104 over on FanDuel Sportsbook.
Beautiful. And I'll be on Reagan, 7 strikeouts, Twins, first 5. Run line plus half a run. And that's going to be on FanDuel or on DraftKings there. Stu, you got a long shot for us today. Obviously, that's been kind of keeping us afloat here. I was able to cash a Boston Red Sox one a couple days ago on the YouTube play of the day that got split because 4 teams scored 12 runs in a day. What do you got for a long shot today on a pretty loaded slate?
Yeah, I got one that actually you cashed earlier in the year. We're going Marcell Ozuna 2 RBIs right here at plus 420 right now, especially considering that the home run price, which I like as well, is plus 300, right? And I just bet the home run a couple days ago at a better price. So I was kind of comparing them on Wednesday, didn't have the best day on the show, but besides that, went 3-0 and I cashed an RBI parlay as well. So I've been going a little bit more to that RBI market. I think Ozuna is one of the best targets for it, obviously 3rd in the league in RBIs in general, but he's one of the few guys that he's not up at the very top of that order, right? We're sitting the 5 or 6, so we got multiple different guys in front of you that can give you these opportunities. Obviously mentioned like in the homers, 24 on the season. When you look at last 10 days, top 5 in barrel rate, average exit velocity. He's still crushing the ball, right? Lefty or righty, doesn't matter. In this matchup earlier against Vasquez, a double and a homer earlier this season against him. So I've got a little bit of good recent form coming in as well. just 3 multi-hit games coming in. Obviously, Vasquez, if you don't know, terrible against lefties. Awful. Over 400 average so far. He's going to have a couple lefties in front of him. They're not quite as reliable, so I would prefer to stick with Ozuna, a guy that's done very good for me this year. But I wouldn't hate anyone for trusting some of those lefties at the top of that Braves order as well. So like Ozuna, like this RBI price at over 400 across the board, but 420 on FanDuel Sportsbook.
Yeah, dude, FanDuel's not helping me out much. They don't have much out there for what I wanted to look at here. Because obviously we talk about a lot. The plays I've been cashing have been these, best odds and stuff like that for strikeouts and all that. And they only have top strikeouts. And they're listing Reagan's at 330. They're listing Manaya at 900. Like, what are we doing, dude? Like, this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. I think what I will do, though, is I will play a little ladder and just negate all of the stuff they're trying to do to me here. It's tough because Reagan's obviously is pitching against the Red Sox, and the Red Sox haven't listed their starter yet. So that makes it a little bit tough. I'm going to go Reagan's 10 Ks, and then I'm going to also add it with the Dodgers first 5 under 2.5 runs. I'm going under 2.5 runs here at plus 1192. Big boy price tag here today on those. I think that Dodgers game, the Dodgers have obviously all the name recognition in the world, but that lineup's kind of dog, man, honestly. Like right now it sucks. Like, this lineup is not good. And now we're going to put Shohei and Freddie Freeman against probably maybe, what do you say? I've been hyping up Reagan's, but outside of Crochet, I don't know if anybody's even in the same stratosphere right now of Tarek Skubal, right?
I don't think so.
I love Crochet, and I think I'm a little more of a stan on him. But man, dude, how do you take anything away from what Skubal's been doing this year? It's been pretty nuts. So then you get to take Shohei and Freddie against one of the top lefties in the MLB. You're going to put Will Smith, who outside of 4 home runs and 4 at-bats, what's he done, right? I mean, the dude was – I think he had more homers and 3 at-bats than he did the whole month before. So he's been struggling there too. Obviously, Paxton, I think, is the biggest issue here. But then you look at Detroit against lefties. They're awful against lefties. They have the 3rd highest K rate against lefties on the road so far this year. I'm going to look into their numbers here as well. Overall, in terms of WRC plus, it's 86. And I don't like Paxton much, but you get to go to Comerica, which is a nice pitcher's park upgrade there. So I really like that. I already hyped up Reagan's enough. So I think that getting the price for the Dodgers at almost 2.5 to 1 is a really nice payout. And obviously the 10Ks is almost 3 to 1s there. So I think almost 12 to 1. I could definitely do worse in a spot like this.
Yeah, and I'm with you. I mean, it's like the Dodgers, man. You want to back them, but then, like you said, you look at the lineup. You're like, where am I even going at this point, right? Beyond the 2 superstars, it's slim pickings. So definitely agree there. Obviously, and man, the Tigers' offense, betting on them to do anything is brutal, right? I mean, I saw someone tweet out the other day. I don't think I've related to a tweet so much. He said, "I know Riley Green does get hits, but he doesn't ever seem to on the days that I bet him." And it's true. This guy, if you look at the stats, you're like, oh, this guy rocks. I swear I bet him once a week, and I don't think I've won dating back to last year. So probably one of the most frustrating guys in the world. And beyond him, that offense is just really a shit show. Javi Baez out there still striking out all the time, getting paychecks. Shout out to him. That's kind of my dream job, get paid a lot and do the very bare minimum, then try to fight people every once in a while. Seems like a lot of fun to me. So definitely agree, liking the price tag as well.
All right. Tell me Ozuna's price again for the 2 RBIs.
420 plus 420.
Okay. Let's put that in there because I didn't have a picture with it by your face there. So now we are fully ready to go here. All right, Sue, what do you got for the people? We're 25 minutes in. It's perfect timing. We're ready to go. What do you got for them before we head out today?
Yeah, I mean, if you guys didn't see on Twitter, I posted a little bit of Summer League action as well for today. I think there's plenty of good spots. I'll list a couple off right now. Cam Whitmore over 19.5 points. Should not be in the Summer League. He's going to ball out and probably maybe play one more game, but I don't think so. Then we got Bub Carrington, Washington first-round pick. If only 10.5 points is all you can get, I like that. But I took 17.5 PRA because the summer league coach talked about him bringing the ball up the floor a lot, about playmaking a lot. Then I took Jalen Tyson over 13.5 points. That's a guy that can score on multiple different levels. He played the full mini camp. And outside of Imani Bates, who's going to shoot like 9 threes, they have no one else to score on that team. It's like really bad. Craig Porter Jr. will be distributing, but he's coming back off an injury as well. So I think he'll be a little bit more limited in the minutes. Tyson, obviously their top pick. I think they're going to let him ball out a little bit. Final one, Kobe Brown, Clippers over 14.5 points. Big boy, can kind of do everything. Oh, you're a fan?
I know Kobe Brown. I thought Kobe Brown a lot.
Okay, yeah. I think you should today as well. 13.5, 14.5 points is what it's at. That Clippers lineup is very, very bad. Probably one of the least competitive summer league teams I was looking at least in terms of a scoring department. There's just no competition for Brown. And he's another guy who can score on multiple levels. The three-point shooting is like okay, but he gets down and dirty. He's big for his size down there. And that kind of ISO ball, being able to create your own shot in the mid-range kind of style is really good for summer league as well. So a lot of good looks. Just wanted to shout those out. I'll be talking more in Discord about them probably because most people do not care about the summer league at all. But like DraftKings, Prize Picks, all these websites are posting picks for it, and it's pretty free money. Like I'm not going to win all these bets, but like they're pretty misplaced. So I'd rather be going up against the interns, than I would like the best bookmakers out there. And that's what we're getting. This is the intern assignment out here. So hopefully you enjoyed the MLB picks. You got a little bit of taste of the summer league at the end as well.
Beautiful, beautiful. Got to give my rant of the day to my boy Christian Bezatin, who worst player on the PGA Tour. I don't care. I try every time I roll with him, dude. Dude tries to find a way to just fuck me over. Went over. He was -1 yesterday. Double bogeys first hole. Triples the next hole, withdraws the next hole. What are we doing, bro? Just don't fucking show up, bro. Like, what are we doing? Like, what is this? Dude? I wish it was a knee. Just blow out your knee. At least something realistic, and something like severe. Because I bet you dude just probably said, "Oh, my head hurts," and sat his ass down because he sucks. So.
I didn't even know he played before DQing. That's hilarious. I just thought he DQ'd at the beginning.
Yeah, dude. He literally fucking goes +5 in 2 holes, and I'm like, bro, you are a big fucking. Oh, there's so many names I want to call this guy, but my God, how shit are you, bro? Like, that's maybe you forgot that this is golf and not tennis, and you don't like get to void your bet on yourself when you just withdraw. You can just do that in tennis, but that doesn't work in golf, my guy. Even if you only played 2 holes and went +5 on a fucking birdie fest, bro. Like, what are we doing? So, yeah, I'm sure that migraine really hurt, or I'm sure that knee really blew out after just sucking. So. I just had to get that out there because I thought that was absolutely hilarious. I have not played him in a very long time. I took a top 40, and the guy literally goes out there, goes +5, and then quits. So, oh man, hopefully they disqualify him from his next couple tournaments because that shit's fucking joke.
Yeah. We got to give his open spot to my guy, Aaron Rye, who actually deserves it. But no, I agree. That dude sucks. I stopped betting on him like 2 years ago when I realized he's never going to win. So like, even if he gets a top 7 or whatever, he can, get his way in. He's not going to win. So yeah, fuck that guy. He's very annoying. I agree. It's like one of the, if he's ever chalk, never play him. Like there's a list of guys in golf. If they're popular, the whole world's like, this is a sneaky play this week. Cross him off. He's going to find water, even if there isn't any. So definitely agree. Hard fade.
Played my I had 1 DFS lineup. He was in it. Aberg. Obviously, I play Aberg every week. He's in first. My homie Norin at cheap Norin is a dog. He was like 1% owned. He's in 5th. Corey Connors, because I got to play Corey Connors every week. And dude, he's pushed the top 10 again. Tommy Fleetwood, and then I'm on cut watch here with Andrew Novak to finish out, and then obviously Bezain with like negative points because he's fucking dog shit. So I thought I had to get that in there because I thought I had a feeling you had the same hate that I did for this piece of shit.
Yeah, luckily I got over. Like I haven't placed any real money on him in so long that we've settled down a little bit over here. But no, he's
fired up quick. You fired up quick.
Well, you brought some PTSD back because he was one of my guys for a little bit. That would I bet like top 40, and then just. Oh, boy, just a shit show. And, yeah, I don't have much for this tournament, luckily. It's 2 a.m. start. I was tired. I got in an Aaron Rye first-round leader, which obviously did not hit, and then that's all I got. So maybe I'll throw something in live. Obviously, Aberg kicking ass out there, but we'll see.
Yes, sir. All All right, guys. Sorry, I had to get that in. I knew that just needed to come out. I needed to put it out in the world of how garbage this guy is at golf. So hopefully he gets disqualified and Aaron Rye does find his way in. That would be awesome. But we'll be back here Monday. Make sure you follow on Twitter. We'll tell you when we're going to do it. Obviously, Monday's been kind of up in the air. Some of them have afternoon slates. Some of them don't. So we're kind of last minute on those. So thank you guys for tuning in. 4 plays, obviously 2 long shots there. And hopefully we can cash for you guys today. So, excuse me. Thank you guys. Best of luck today, and good luck on all your bets this weekend as well. So, have a good one, guys.